Did you know that more than 80% of bread sold in the UK is ultra-processed factory product? Many loaves are packed with hidden additives and contain enzymes that never appear on your label but are destroying your health silently. Today, we're going to show you exactly how to buy the best bread that includes how to spot a fake loaf in seconds, what every term on the label actually means, and what you should look for to buy real, nutritious, and properly fermented bread. We'll also show you the specific loaves in UK supermarkets that are genuinely worth your money. Step 1. Know the red flags. Watch specifically for these red flags. E472E, that's datum, the most common synthetic emulsifier. E282, calcium propionate, a preservative that one study linked to behavioral changes in over half the children tested. Soya flour, it's there to bleach your bread white and help manufacturers pump in more water. And here's one that won't appear on your label at all: enzymes. UK law classifies them as processing aids, so they're completely hidden from you, even though residues remain in your finished loaf. Also, flip that loaf over and count the ingredients. Real bread needs 4, maybe 5 things: flour, water, salt, yeast or starter, and perhaps some seeds. That's it. If you're looking at a list of 15 ingredients with E numbers scattered throughout, you're holding industrial bread dressed up in artisan clothing. But the packaging tricks go deeper. Terms like artisan, craft, traditional, and stone-baked have absolutely no legal meaning in the UK. Any manufacturer can slap them on any product. Even sourdough is completely unregulated. A Which investigation found that 15 out of 19 supermarket sourdough loaves were fake, made with commercial yeast and vinegar instead of genuine fermentation. Here's your instant quality test at the shelf. Check the shelf life. Real bread goes stale in 2 to 5 days because it contains no preservatives. If your loaf promises to stay fresh for 2 weeks, that's not bread, that's a chemistry experiment. And price tells you something too. If a loaf costs less than a cup of coffee and lasts longer than your weekly shop, question what you're actually eating. Now you know how to spot the fakes, but what should you actually be looking for? Step 2. Decode the label. Here's where your bread shopping gets strategic. Forget the marketing on the front of the packet. Everything you need is on the back, if you know how to read it. Start with certifications that actually mean something. The real bread loaf mark comes from bakeries that have signed a pledge to make additive-free bread. Around 140 UK bakeries currently carry it. The Soil Association organic logo restricts manufacturers to just 38 of the 300+ food additives allowed in conventional bread. These aren't marketing gimmicks, these are genuine quality indicators. But here's a label trap that catches almost everyone: whole grain versus wholemeal. Wholemeal is legally protected. Every gram of flour must be whole grain. But whole grain has no legal definition whatsoever. That packet could contain 5% whole grains and 95% refined flour, and they can still put whole grain on your label. The same applies to fiber claims. Source of fiber legally requires at least 3 grams per 100 grams. High fiber requires 6 grams. Your typical white bread contains around 2.5 grams. Genuine wholemeal hits 7 grams or more. Since most UK adults only get 18 grams of the 30 grams they need daily, this actually matters for your health. Now, here's what separates genuinely good bread from the ultra-processed majority. Look for named flour sources. Shipton Mill, Marriages, or Dove's Farm indicate a manufacturer who actually cares about ingredients. Look for fermentation time mentioned anywhere on the packaging. Look for irregular shapes and dense, chewy texture rather than uniform factory precision. And if you're buying sourdough, the ingredients list tells you everything. Genuine sourdough contains flour, water, and salt. That's it. The starter doesn't appear separately because it's just fermented flour and water. The moment you see commercial yeast, ascorbic acid, or any E number on a sourdough label, you're looking at what the Real Bread campaign calls sour faux. Fake sourdough engineered to taste tangy without any of the actual health benefits of proper fermentation. But knowing what to look for is only half the battle. You need to know exactly what to put in your trolley. Step 3. Usage Guide plus Shopping List. Before I give you specific products, let me save you money on bread you've already bought. Never store your bread in the fridge. That's the single most common mistake British households make. Refrigerator temperature causes bread to stale 3 times faster than room temperature. The cold accelerates something called starch retrogradation. Your bread becomes dry and hard within days. Here's what actually works. Keep your bread in a bread bin or paper bag at room temperature, and it'll stay fresh for 2 to 3 days. For longer storage, freeze it the same day you buy it. Slice it first, double wrap it in cling film and foil, and it keeps for 3 months. You can toast slices directly from frozen, no need to defrost. And here's a safety point your supermarket won't tell you. If you see any visible mold on bread, bin the entire loaf. Bread is porous. Those microscopic mold roots have already penetrated throughout. You cannot safely cut around mold on bread the way you might with hard cheese. Now, let's fill your trolley with bread that's actually worth eating. If you're watching your budget, Aldi's specially selected sourdough at £1.75 is remarkable value. In the latest Which taste tests, it scored just 11 points below their Best Buy products at nearly half the price. Lidl's Simply range at 39p gets you basic sliced bread without breaking the bank, and their Bake Off sourdough punches above its weight for under £2. For your mid-range options, the Which investigation crowned 2 clear winners. Co-op's irresistible white sourdough at £2.65 scored 73%, their best buy. Tesco Finest white sourdough at £1.95 came second with 72%. Both are genuine sourdoughs with proper ingredients lists you can actually trust. And here's an upset that might surprise you. Waitrose #1 white sourdough came dead last in the same test, scoring just 59% despite costing £2.25. Expensive doesn't guarantee quality. If you want genuinely artisan bread, Gales delivers across London postcodes. Their standard sourdough runs £4.80 for 650 grams. Their brown sourdough, £5.20 for 750 grams. Order by noon for next day delivery. Paul bakeries offer French-style artisan loaves between £3.50 and £5. But your best option might be closer than you think. The Real Bread campaign maintains a map of genuine local bakeries at their website. These are small producers who make bread properly, and supporting them keeps real baking skills alive in your community. One more option worth knowing. Morrison's remains the only major supermarket where 2/3 of bakery products are still made in-store from scratch. They're not perfect. They got caught making misleading claims about their premium range. But if you want supermarket bread that's actually been made by a human in your local store, Morrison's is your best bet. Ask the staff directly, is this made from flour here or baked from frozen? You'd be amazed what they'll tell you when you simply ask. Which one of these surprised you most? Drop your experience in the comments. And if you want to watch a video like this one, click the video on the screen. Thanks for watching.